Welcome to Obidient Family TV. The program is Hope Alive. Yes, there is hope, and a new Nigeria is certainly possible. On a good morning, afternoon, and evening, depending on your time zone. Today, we've come again to have a discussion on what is happening in Nigeria. As you know, 2 days ago, there has been reports, since last week precisely, PDON Nigeria had a report that there is a reform expected from the EFCC and is asking Nigerians to organize, the youths, to organize themselves in a peaceful protest against the brutality of the EFCC, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. But in a response today, the EFCC has warned individuals under probe against sponsoring protests to Malign Commission. This is coming at this very hour. We want to know who are those people who happens to be the ones that are under probe. I guess almost all the people at the Senate are under probe. I also believe that people, DGs, or parastatal ministers, most of them are under probe. So which of these is EFCC talking that is now sponsoring the protest? We are going to get to that. And somewhere today in Benin, youths blocked the expressway that leads to Lagos, blocking. They were all seeing very, very intense with the people around. Express to Lagos, Benin, Lagos Express. That is students of the University of Benin protesting against scarcity of water, electricity, and several other things that was happening today. Of course, this is just a prelude to what of the things that will happen, that actually the road being blocked are Ubo Lagos Expressway. And we are going to bring that. And again, we are going to bring you the exclusive on Ogun State Governor Abiodun, who happens to purchase 25 Toyota sports utility vehicles valued at over 2.4 billion. That is coming at this hour. I'm not the only one to have this very discussion. I have Peaceful Peace with me in the studio, and of course Mercy is here, and well-meaning Nigerian Obedience on Zoom, who we are going to deliberate on all of this matter.
Good evening, fellow countrymen. Welcome to the show.
Good evening, amazing Obedience. Welcome this evening.
All right, as you are here watching us live, please do like, share, and subscribe so that other Obedience will know that we are live. Let's start with the EFCC, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, wishes to alert the general public, and that is what they sent out today. They wish to alert the general public on the plan by shadowy group, according to them, who are to instigate a protest against the commission. Well, in the last couple of days, they said that the group has been actively campaigning in the social media, recruiting impressionable young Nigerians, including students, to take up arms against the EFCC. Now, they said that this insidious campaign is being promoted as resistance to the operational activities of the commission, especially in respect of the enforcement of the laws dealing with cyber crimes. The commission will not averse to protest by citizens. They are not averse. They are not against protest by citizens, but is alarmed by emerging evidence that suggests that a grand design by corrupt elements under investigation or prosecution by the commission to exploit the so-called protest to orchestrate a national uprising that may threaten peace and security in our nation. So they are calling on as a responsible law enforcement organization. They said that the commission will not tolerate any breakdown law of an order. But again, their emphasis lies on the people who are sponsoring it. Now, we're expecting that the EFCC will come up with the names of the people who are sponsoring it, because we know that the people who are under their probe are so many. There are so many. We know that Godswill Akpabio, the president of Senate, is under their probe. So is he the one sponsoring the protest? We wish to know whether it is the people in the cabinet of Bola Tinubu that are sponsoring this. We wish to know. Citizens may not be able to know, but the EFCC said they know. They should tell us. And let me go straight to our people on Zoom to actually have this very discussion before we come back to the studio. Mr. Bassi, you've heard what the EFCC said. They sent a communique out today alleging that this reform EFCC protest that is going to go on Friday, that there are people whom they are investigating that are actually the sponsors of this very protest. Do you believe them? That's for one. And two, if you do, then these people who are, they said they are they the people in this Tinubu's cabinet or not? Please, Mr. Bassi, can you unmute and give us your opinion on this?
Thank you, Mr. Kanu. Good evening, the studio panelists. Good day, Obidient worldwide. My question will be first, who are they insinuating behind the orchestrated protests? Because we have a whole lot of people that they are investigating. Like you rightly mentioned, the likes of Senate President, most of the senators, the former governors. Who are they insinuating? You see, because EFCC should better learn to do their work and stop this propaganda, because this government have been known for this propaganda, trying to mislead the people, letting people know that certain people are the enemies of government, but that's far from it. We've been seeing the way EFCC have been going about doing their job. They are selective in their approach. They are leaving the elephants in the room and pursuing the ants, rather than them focusing on where the big deal is. We have politicians and there, everywhere, but yet they are looking away because they are in the good books of government. And I want to also believe that EFCC are not being used as a tool to witch hunt Nigerians, our political opponent, because that's what it seems with their body language, the way they've been going about doing things. It does appear that they are being used as a witch hunt, government witch hunt against political opponent. And once people have a dissenting opinion with government's policies or the actions of government, you see EFCC trying to see how they can bring such people down by coming up with some funny allegation or spurious allegation of corruption and here and there. So I want us to understand this. They should stop this. And I also would like to call on the police that each time Nigerians go out on a, please, protest, peaceful protest is enshrined in our constitution, is allowed, is our right. They should provide security to the protest being hijacked by hoodlums who try to disrupt government activities. That is what I think they should be doing. Take a look at the Kenyan protest. At the most that we all saw, that protest was peaceful until the police decided to open fire. But of course, you know how it is. Government will always change the narrative, calling the protesters as hoodlums, you know, labeling them as if they are the ones that caused the problem. So I want to call on the police, please provide security so that tomorrow we will not hear the story that the protest was hijacked by hoodlums. But like I said, nobody should try to blackmail Nigerians who are out on a peaceful protest. That will be my take on this. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bassi. Before to the Lord Kingsley, let me quickly bring in some things that we need to take into account on this. We recall that police, just like Mr. Bassi mentioned, are always the one who take the initiative of engaging the youths to cause the youths retaliatory. And if the citizens are permitted, according to EFCC, that the citizens have the right to protest, but it is turning it to violence or being hijacked by hoodlums that normally is the problem. Now, I want to, encourage our police, which obviously are the ones who will be on the street, and civil defense, to look at themselves as one of those people who they are fighting for. Really, because it is either going to happen to your sister, it's going to happen to your brother, and anybody in your family, notwithstanding, if it's not going to happen to you. There is a very trending video I saw of recent about a police who complains about the place where they are and the way they are being treated, which is of human I don't even know how to place it, but I want us to understand that the police also suffer, and the protest is also to help the police have better wages and have better living places. But before, Lord Kingsley, you take a listen to this very video, I want you to have that in mind to make your comment. But first, let's take a listen on this very video about this young policeman who is fearless to explain how and where he's living and where he's redeployed. But we need to understand, reason why we are bringing this is just to showcase that police needs to be the friend of these protesters, because they equally have the same demands that the youths are looking for. Let's take a listen to that video while we come back.
I want to use this media to inform the.
Okay, now good morning. Now watch and see what this police officer is complaining. You know, this officer is sacrificing his job for this video, because immediately this video has gone viral now, all right, they are going to come for him. They will not address everything this man have said here, but they will detain him for coming to speak out, because this man has complained severally to them, and they refuse to attend to it. Even seizing his allowance. How much is the allowance they are even giving him? How much is the allowance they are giving him? Now see where a police officer is staying. See where a police officer is living. It's not only in Lagos, it's everywhere. The police don't take care of their own. They don't. The authorities don't take care of their own. Welfare is zero.
We are being posted. No good ventilation, no toilet, no good water. And where we are living, since rain started, we have been mobbing. Anytime rain falls, we doesn't have rest. We will mob until the rain stop. Even when the rain stop, we'll still be mobbing. Where to stay, we don't have. Even the place to our own area where we live, this is the abandoned upstairs. No roof. And as soon as the rain is falling, the whole water will be dripping down straight to the distance. I'm using the opportunity to dress, and this is my name, Iyua Emmanuel. I want you to know that they had me, Super Boniface Zebedee. At the time you call him, he will be insulting you. The moment you just talk to him, he will seize your allowance. He will say they are supposed to there, anything you like. You want to spoil ASCO beat, this is the beat ASCO. A estate, swampy area, abandoned upstairs where they kept us. You will see now. I'm coming down from the steps. Look at water everywhere. Look at water, swamp. This is what we follow to our house. Look at it. We'll be moving, pulling our shoes. Look at it. Water, pull our shoes and our trousers and our uniform. This is what we follow to our place. We'll be dragging ourselves, managing to come and see where we live. Please, sir, I want the house. I want Azumile himself. Anybody who lay on this particular clip should look at it critically. If really I'm telling lies, And now I'm going inside now for you to come and see that this is what we are passing through in Lagos, Lakwe area. And this is Lagos, so Lekki Beju. Sir, I want you people to be watching. Just take pains to watch so that you will not say, we want to close ASCO bit. Look at the area. Look at the area. Swamp everywhere. Look at water. This is the area we are living in. No good ventilation. Look at it. Bush everywhere. No good ventilation. This is the abandoned hospital. So tomorrow, they are me with God base that he has mentioned my name in base. That they called me in a meeting where I told them that you are seizing our allowance. Why are you seizing our allowance? You said you have every right to seize the allowance. Nobody question your authority that the CEO is serving in Lagos. This is where we live. Look at that. No water. This is the soccer way for the house. The water that is inside is what we are using to take our bed. No good water. The abandoned upstairs. Now our room now since yesterday we are not even slept. Nowhere to stay. Oh yeah, come. This is where we live. Everywhere. Look at it. This is now look at room now. Look at it. This pocket since yesterday we have built 4 out of the room, and now if you watch me now you see we want to start building water. You see me?
Yeah.
Look at it. I'm building water with my uniform. Look at it. I want everybody to be aware so that tomorrow you will not say, I want to close the thing. If you call your name, super body trade remedy, it will be insulting you, telling you you don't know what you are doing. Now, come and look. Look at my room. Look. My room is just building water. This is where I live or where I live. Where they say they post me. This is where I live. And now how can you imagine the mobile man? Look at clothes. Look at my clothes. I've been mobbing since yesterday. Look at my phone. Wet. Look at it. I'm taking outside. Look at it. Phone. I'm taking it outside. Every day, look at it.
Wow. This is really mind-boggling. Very mind-boggling. But all the same, at least we have seen this. I keep listening to this over and over. But the reason why we are bringing this across to our audience and for us to really luminous on this, as citizens embark on this protest that they call EFCC or Reform EFCC protests, let us be guided, let the police be guided with some of these things, that they are also part of the people that they are, protesting for on their behalf. Okay, let's hear from you, Lord K, quickly, because this is just very, very, I don't know how to, I am just so emotional about it. But some people will say, leave these police people, we know what will go through them, they don't care, they open fire just because they are authorized to do so and all that. But I believe that by this, what we have seen, you see that they are also suffering.
Good evening, fellow Nigerians, Obedients around the world, and Obedience family participants on Zoom and on the studio. Well, that video for that officer is something I saw and I was in shock. I was in shock because if you have an officer complaining so bitterly like that in Lagos, where you say is Tinubu's office, Tinubu's headquarters, Tinubu's home, and you are treating your officers in that manner, in that condition, I wonder what others are going through around the country. How can you say a member of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, an officer of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, is living in that kind of squalor? How can you explain that to anybody anywhere in the world? That video has gone viral now, and that is part of the problems Nigerians are actually having internationally. Because one, from the head to the very bottom is rotten. The system never works, will not work, and cannot work. Because the rule of law has been wiped out of the system in Nigeria. An officer sleeping in that kind of environment. Only God knows how they eat there. The guy, he also complained that they use water from soakaway. That is where they use for bathing. Not even borehole. The rooms that they sleep in, they sleep with rain inside the room there. Only God knows how mosquito deal with them in that place. But yet tomorrow, they will get order, go and shoot, go and do this, go and do that. And they will obey because they say, I think they say their rule is obey before complain. And these people are workers of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, where the government itself is flying about in jets, buying private jets round the world, wallowing in wealth. They don't know what they're using money for. They borrow money from everywhere and anywhere. And then your officers of the law are actually in that condition. It's shameful. It's disgraceful. Okay. On the aspect of this protest coming up in Nigeria on Friday, which of course we are encouraging everybody to come out in mass to at least support these people that will be doing this thing peacefully, because it's getting out of hand what the EFCC are actually doing. When we actually had this protest for the NSAS, I think EFCC now took over from SARS. They took over from SARS, the SARS group. They do things at will, the way they want to do it, how they want to do it, without any recourse, because they believe nobody can actually talk to them, nobody can deal with them. I watched a video the other day when EFCC burst into this girl's room in the hotel, and I mean, see the way they were slapping this girl, I mean, battering her, just because they busted into her room. For what reason, I don't understand. Who gave you the right to actually do that? Who gave you the right? Was she holding any ammunition? Did she fight back? I think this protest is something that should be done. I mean, I'm not promoting violence, but the police or the army should not make it violent. Because what they're actually planning right now is they are going to send some APC thugs out. They're going to send some APC thugs out to join that protest and cause mayhem. That is why they are preempting their plans right now. They are telling you, oh, hoodlums are going to join are going to be part of the protest. They are the ones that are going to pay these hoodlums to do this atrocity. They are the ones going to do it, because that's how they operate. That's how the APC government, that's how he operates. The NSAS protest was a peaceful one until he paid these boys that joined the protest, and they started destroying places, and then they started shooting at them. So how can we continue to live in this kind of environment? How? The EFCC, we all know that, yes, they only go for the chicken or non-relevant activities in the country. The main boys, the main thugs that actually deal with this issue, the Akpabios, the Mefele, the Yaya Bellos, the Aerofis, they don't go near them. They don't go near them. But when they see a young boy, because maybe he's dressed well, or he's good looking, or he's driving a car he has purchased one way or the other, they run after them, arrest them. beat them up. Why? Why? The criminals we should be after, they're all in the House of Senate there. I mean, just imagine that governor, I think it was states, that actually spent 2.4 billion to buy cars. And in Ogun State, I believe this is the same governor that said he cannot afford to pay 60,000 for minimum wage. But they got the money to go and buy all these cars. Leisure. To enjoy themselves. To enjoy themselves. Wike was there yesterday, I mean, dancing in the Visage magazine. Worth over 4,000, I mean, almost $5,000, 5,000 pounds on all what he was wearing yesterday. But then his own workers in Nigeria, they are not being able to pay 250,000. What kind of a country are we living in? What kind of a country are we living in? Gentlemen and ladies, I would advise that, yes, this protest should go ahead, but then let's do it in a way that will not damage or cause more problems for ourselves. We should let our voice be heard. We should let our voices be heard. Gentlemen and ladies, that's all I've got to say for this issue. And if anybody has anything to say about it, we'll meet on that day.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lord K. And before I get to our own elders' testimony, since Lord K had mentioned the purchase of this Ogun State expenditure, let me bring it to us. You know, Abiodun, who is the governor of Ogun State, had on December 30, 2023, assented to the 2024 appropriation bill of 703 billion. A total of 2.4 billion was expected to be spent by the Ogun State governor, Dapo Abiodun, for the purchase of 25 Toyota SUVs for members of the State House of Assembly, despite the nationwide economic downturn. A copy of the state's 2024 approved budget has been revealed, and what we see there is really mind-boggling. You know, that budget was a Christian budget of sustained growth and development. The governor claimed the figure was made up of 415.66 billion capital expenditure and 287.37 billion recurrent expenditure. But let me not bore you with the figures. Let me get down to parts where one on each of what this money that we're talking about being expended at this very time is, one after the other. According to the document, the sum of 323 million was spent on pilgrimage and other religious festivals, while refreshments and meals gobbled 228 million. Welfare packages stood at 1.7 billion. Foodstuff also gobbled about 25 million. In total, 2.3 billion was spent on welfare. The expenditure is less than what is spent on capital expenditure for the Agriculture Ministry, with 123 million spent on this venture. The Bureau of Job Creation and Youth Empowerment spent 0 naira on its capital expenditure. That is Ogun State. Now, only 493 million was spent on the capital expenditure for the Housing Ministry. More was spent on welfare packages than capital expenditure for the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology, with 1.7 billion spent for education. Only 151 million was spent on the capital needs of the health sector of the state in the first 3 months of 2024. The Ministry of Community Development and Cooperative recorded 0 naira as capital expenditure. This is the Ogun State expenditure on welfare and packages. They also comes amid high debt servicing expenditure, put about 11.8 billion on the first quarter of 2024. So, Lord K, what you are saying is very, very clear. Very, very clear. If I give you all this breakdown about this very budget, you'll be very, very surprised about why the governor is just spending, purchasing 25 SUVs for the legislators, even when they are there is a very down hunger going on in Ogun State. But that would be a story for another day. But let's get the insight of our own Honorable Obode and our own elder statesman, of whom wish to, highlight the things happening, especially as the police may need to join this very protest and not be against the protest of the reform EFCC now, since we can see that they also need help like the citizens do. So, elder statesman, please, let's hear your opinion on this.
Good evening, all. Good evening, all Obedience, and good evening, people who are listening in, wherever you are. Yeah, the case, in fact, the police, because they have no idea what they are supposed to be doing. Their job is to protect the citizens and the nation, national infrastructure from destruction.
Yeah. Life and property.
Life and property, that's it. That is their job. But I don't even know that they were told that in college, because they never, when they are on duty, you stop cars, you take money from the driver, or you stop buses, you take money from the driver. You are against the citizen. You are not protecting them. You catch somebody, stealing something, and you just take money from them and they go away. That is not protecting the population. And Akpabio steals money from the former, what do you call it? The former state, of where he was governor, and he didn't do anything about it. And you say, oh, that's okay. Yaya Bello, he's still at large. EFCC, they haven't done anything about it.
Nothing.
So, nothing. And the children who are protesting, you have to be their friend, because you're in the same boat. They are trying. In fact, I lived in Lagos. There's this police station by Falomo, where these police officers, they're living. And on one side of it, you can see this abattoir. And you see the building where you have the police quarters. And just in front of that building, you can see the sewage, the sewage. And I've never known for the police in that area to have water all the time, because they have to go outside that police quarters, to go and fetch water, or they buy water from the guys, who are pushing these trucks. So you are in the same boat as us. When you are on gas, they go and to go and make sure that you stifle this protest. And you go there, you are, the whole thing is counterproductive. You should be helping us, to make, good protestation. You should join us. Even if you don't want to make it explicit, you should ask us, to be calm, and protest. And you find that the young people will listen to you. But because you have this gun, then, I am the Lord because I have a gun. Then you don't have anything in your head. The gun is not for you to shoot at young people. The gun is for you to protect the young people. Wike has been doing all this stuff, you know, all in the past few months, you know. And what have you done to him? Nothing. Nothing. He is contravening the Constitution, and you do nothing about it. Because your Oga doesn't even have an inkling. He doesn't even understand that somebody is, contravening the Constitution, that we should go and, do something about it. So all this, I believe that the police, they need to be re-educated to make them understand that they should be protecting the young people, and their job is to protect young people and to protect property. There was this gun that was smuggled into Nigeria, was it a week ago or 2 weeks ago, which the customs, they have hold of those guns. What have the police done about it? It's their job to make sure that these items of arms and ammunition, they're taken out of this society. But you don't do that. Now the arms and ammunition will end up in the hands of those people who are trying to cause us harm in Nigeria. And maybe it will end up in Port Harcourt, where they believe that it's going to be used. And I hope all these guys in River State, they should be very vigilant. Be very vigilant, because I believe that Wike is part of this conspiracy. So, what else do I say? The police, please, let the young people protest. I believe they are not going to be violent. It's because you have gone. That's why you are in the same marketplace as everybody else. We are suffering. Your Oga seizes your what's it called, allowance. And you tell him that he doesn't have a right to do so. He doesn't have the right to do so. So that's it. That's it.
Thank you very much, Elder Statesman. I think that may be as much as we want to. Lord K, do we have somebody else who wish to make a comment on this, because we're about wrapping up? And the idea of the policeman that we have just shown is to show that that the Nigerian police is also suffering. It's not just the general public that is suffering in Nigeria. So outside of the reform that is required for the EFCC, the hunger and the hardship caused by the Tinubu's administration and policies coming out from them is hitting the nation so much that they need to join hands with the youths and the citizens of Nigeria to protest peacefully. So if they are the ones to manage the peaceful aspect of this very protest, let the police do their job, let the civil defense do their job. But do we need a protest right now, or do we have the right for the protest? Yes, we do. And of course, we want that to happen. So, but we want it in a peaceful way. So by showing you what the police is going through, is also to let you know that police also suffers in different ways in this economy. So, Loke, if we do have another person who wish to comment, or you have your final say before we leave.
With us here. I've asked him to unmute his mic, but before he comes on, I want to also emphasize that, yes, the police themselves, the army themselves, they are suffering this predicament. They are suffering this economic condition. So if you know this is the actual condition you are dealing with, why are you pretending? Why are you trying to side with a failed administration? Normally, before condition gets to this stage, I've known the army to step in and take over. But now, it's a case that the army chiefs, the army heads, or whatever they are, they've all been paid, not even in Naira, they are being paid in dollars. They are paid in dollars. And then they keep quiet. Keep quiet in the squalor. Imagine that officer that, had to come out in that state of mind to complain. I think that officer was at a breaking point. He was at a breaking point. He doesn't care anymore. He doesn't care.
All right.
So,
very strong allegations there.
Reverend Peter, if you are free to join us, you can unmute yourself, sir.
Hello.
Yes, good evening, sir.
Yes. Okay, Reverend Pete, we are live on Obidient Family TV, and we have discussed a whole lot of things. I don't know if you're aware of the things that we've been discussing live.
I heard of the police and somebody make reference to some things, the ammunitions and things like that. You see?
Yeah, but basically, the first one has to do with the protest that is being called by Freedom Nigeria that is going to happen on Friday. They wish to picket all the offices of the EFCC nationwide, protesting for a reform on the EFCC because of the way they barge into people's homes, hotel rooms, and all of that. And then, of course, we're linking it to the story of the story on the police that also suffer from this economic hardship. So that's what we are just talking about before you joined us.
The truth is that Nigerians are afraid of death, and that is why they are dying one after the other. Because Jesus Christ said, if you want to keep your life, he said you will lose it.
You will lose it.
Yeah. But whosoever that want to lose his life for my sake, he said he will keep it. That is what is happening to Nigerians. The Nigerians, they are afraid. Look at what happened in Kenya. So the Nigerians are afraid just because of what happened in yes. But the truth is that there is a proverb in my place. He said, the water kills somebody. And if you are going to take the dead body from that place, from the other side of the river, are you not going to use the same canoe? You are still going to drive through the water.
Yes, of course.
And if somebody have an accident, when you are going to carry the person, are you not still going to use the vehicle? Definitely you will. And so this is the place where the Nigerians are failing. But it pains me that I am not around, because these are things I want because if you die for fighting, if you die fighting for those the less privileged ones, you have to be satisfied, because I feel the pains. Okay, for instance, somebody want to protest. You said the police will say no. It's not as if the police are not feeling the pains. The truth is that everybody want to keep his job. So, but
what's the point?
In that process, but you discover if the Nigeria boldly come out, the police themselves will submit. Okay, look at the instance of Kanu, where the police were giving the people a sachet of waters. Why? Because they know that the same cause that they would have fought if they are not on uniform, that is what these people are fighting. So if the people decide to come out, it will come to a time when the police will join the people. And you will discover that even if they hold gun, nobody will want to shoot. Because they know that the battle that you are fighting for the betterment of everybody. So the question of fear has made it possible. Okay, look at the time of the court when they want to pronounce the judgment. Don't you see that everybody was sending away his own family because they were afraid? But when they discovered, nothing happened. Now they now say, okay, these people, they are just a toothless dog. They just bite. They cannot bite. And that's what is happening to them. So the police are feeling, even the army, they are feeling it, except the top ones, the one at the top. You look at it. The gun we were talking about the other day. It was not the gun is not even in the possession of the customs. There's an agency which West Africa they establish. It's only Nigeria here that does not have does not fully establish that body, but they just have a setter. That is where they took this gun to. What do you think happened? Because look at what we can say. I wrote for Twitter today because I tried to endure it, but the thing when they continue to repeat it, I couldn't stand it because it was painful. Look at it. Evil Babio.
Reverend P. Can you please round up our time? We're actually above our time limit.
Okay, see, Akpabio, these are thieves, and they want to oppress that woman. And let us see how we can encourage that woman so that woman will not be discouraged. Because from what I'm seeing, so please, if there's any way that they want to go on for the strike, I think the people that are there, let them give their support. You can't die twice, but only once.
Thank you very much, sir.
So that is it.
All right, thank you very much. Our time is really up. Let's quickly come back to studio as our time is up. And of course, we are the peaceful piece has just been, I went straight to the Zoom and all that. Let's just get your quick contribution on the issue of the EFCC. Of course, they have said that the citizens have the right to protest, and we believe that they should be protecting, being a law enforcement agency, they should be protecting, making sure that those protests is peaceful. And of course, for the police, we have seen is just to make sure that we show that police is also feeling the heat in the Nigerian economy. Yeah. Let's get that quickly before we close.
Okay, what I would advise people to do is to keep talking, because the voice that is never heard never gets healed. A closed mouth is a closed destiny. So we go continue to talk until our voice is heard. Let's not get tired. So coming back to the issue of the EFCC warning people not to protest and all of that, I'm against it because it's not part of their constitutional responsibility. Imagine, you wait there your house and they can't invade your house, or imagine say you they walk out for road, they can't they oppress you or can't they harass you. It's against the ethics of the Constitution and it's not right. So people should be allowed to express their citizen right. They should be allowed to express themselves, because it's more like evaluation on human rights. Why you go come they want people where they say you go invade them, even the one where happened for hotel, even the couple where recently married, all of these things. So people should be allowed to talk, make them talk. So them stopping them, it's not right. And again, coming back to the issue of the police and where they are staying, not staying in a conducive environment. Yeah, you and I can attest that even the Nigerian police have not been treating their citizens right. Imagine when they were protesting, go they hear say, please kill people here, please do this, they do that. Later you go come they hear say now hoodlums hijack the protest. Now them go still they kill. So now seeing this video alone left me, really sad and helpless. I really feel for them, because the video alone is so pathetic. The condition where they in, it's not helping matters at all. So waiting me I go talk now be say, make the police also come out may they come protest, because now the thing now they fight gbasgbos to where them dey. Nobody they happy at all. Nobody they happy. So may they not keep quiet. Make it not be like say no need the citizens self the thing they affect. So no
let them do like the last time that they were actually being the ones sharing pure water to the protesters and all of those things. You know, maintaining peace and order, and that's why we are calling on them.
Yeah, people go talk say the police have not been, you know, doing their job perfectly well all this while because of, you know, the kiki where they keep doing protests. No, even you say you see this video, you go no say person where they live in this condition, no go they happy. You know, person where they pass through all these things, where they stay, and the state of, you know, the place where they keep them, they not go they happy true. So at least they should also come out and join us in this protest.
Well, I think that is it. Our time is really up. Mercy, let's get your point, please, very, very brief. The fact is very, very clear. EFCC is saying that there are people who are sponsoring the protest. Now, they are not against citizens protesting, but they don't want it being hijacked, and they are very seriously saying that it's being financed by people who they are probing. Let's take your take, please, very brief.
Well, briefly, I can only say that until every one of us, my fellow Obedients, my fellow Nigerians, in as much as, yes, some police people, they don't want to lose their job. Some people are scared of their lives regarding to what happened, I think, 2020 during NSAS. Until every one of us stand up to our rights, stand against this marginalization and say that enough is enough, then there will be an improvement. But if not, we will keep suffering. So let us do the needful.
Thank you very much. And we have come to the end of today's discussions. Thank you, Elder Obode. Thank you, Lord Kingsley on Zoom. Thank you, Reverend Pete. And of course, thank you, Mr. Bassi, all joining us on Zoom to have this discussion. Thank you for being with us today. And of course, we will not end without calling all the cooperatives, the Obidient family cooperative societies across the whole local governments in Nigeria to please put their eyes and ears open so that they can report whether the palliatives that the federal government says they are distributing has gotten to them. Let's know whether you have gotten them, and if they do, please go to the comment section or the community platform to tell us that you have gotten that. The state governments are in charge, and we need to know that it has gone to the local government areas where our local obedience are. Until tomorrow, we'll discuss more on the Obidient Family Cooperative Society. Bye for now.
Officials of the Lagos State Ministry of Agriculture Food Palliatives Monitoring Committee make their way into Alimosho local government area to monitor the distribution exercise of the food support initiatives rolled out by Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu to assist the people at this difficult time. The local government store is loaded with bags of food items for vulnerable residents of Alimosho. A member of the Food Monitoring Committee explains the process of distribution and what each household is entitled to.
The committee has a mandate to ensure that the less privileged, the most vulnerable in our communities have access to this palliative. And the way of doing it was to generate data through Lastra and their names and their addresses and phone number in various communities. So hitherto, before the commencement of delivery of the items, we ask all the CDCs in each local government and LCDA to submit names, 5,000 names of various household members with data like that, Lastra number, to show that they actually live in Lagos. And when you have 1,000 bag of rice, the rice is in 25 kg. So also is beans, 25 kg. So therefore, 5 kg of rice and 5 kg of beans goes to each household. Then 2,000 bags of gari, 10 kg of gari goes to each household. So each household or each beneficiary will now get 20 kg of food items as support from Mr. Governor.
Some of those who have received the package are grateful for the support.
I've gotten mine, and it's a welcome development. It's a thing that we want to appreciate the Honorable Governor for, our His Excellency Mr. Sanwo-Olu, for this laudable job he's doing in Alimosho and in Lagos State as a whole. I think the distribution of the food has gone a long way to solve the food shortage in the household of Lagos State.
The vice chairman of the community applauds government's efforts in reducing food budget expenses on households.
This is not the first time. We have gotten palliative before, and it was evenly distributed to those that need to be given to, because at times some people will say it doesn't get to them. The palliative is meant for the vulnerables, and I trust the CDC chairman here, who is an elderly person, and he has been handling the palliative as it was supposed to be managed.
Moson Kuala Local Council Development Area, also in Alimosho, is the next stop for the team.
We received 1,000 bag of beans, 1,000 bag of rice, 2,000 bag of gari. We are still looking for more.
We have received the palliative from the state government through Moson Kuala CDC, and we promise the governor that we will do the needful.
From Alimosho to Apapa Local Government Area, they are set to carry out the same exercise.
I would like to appreciate you with the deep of my heart. With everything in my body, I appreciate you. But we still need more.
Some youths who are on ground for their council election also benefit from the food palliatives.
We were able to benefit from the Onjaiko, from our able governor, His Excellency Babajide Sanwo-Olu. We really want to appreciate him. We want to thank him very well that the youth are being carried along.
The administration of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu assures the people of reaching out to all local government areas and local council development areas.